Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dustin, and today we're going to be checking out my newest, well, I want to say my new grind spot, but you know, it's, oh, my item loot scroll is going, oh well. So today I'm going to be taking a look at a spot that I have gone to only for 1 hour earlier today. And I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed my time there. It's a pretty decent spot. As the thumbnail suggests, this is Kadri Ruins, the Dekia spot. This is a location that I wanted to go to or have wanted to try new spots for a while, but yeah, I just didn't know where to go or what to do, or didn't feel like grinding. And I'll be honest, I've been spending a lot more of my time bartering and whatnot, so however, I did realize just now that I do need to do a little bit of farming, so we're going to do a little bit of farming before we get into the grind spot and like what all the mechanics are, how it works. And I'll be spending, I want to try to do 2 hours today, and that might not seem like a lot for some of you, like Giga Chad grinders. I'm not a Giga Chad grinder. I don't really care that much to like do grinding and whatnot, so yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the game here real quick. Like I said, I do need to do a little bit of farming first, so I'm going to do that real quick. This is on my life skill main, or my main character that I played on for the very long time. I still do play on her. I usually, when I go bartering and whatnot, I am on this character, so this is my Kuno, my bae, my original first love. For those of you who don't know, I absolutely love ninjas, just like IRL, not like Ninja, the content creator, streamer, cringe man, but like actual ninjas and kunoichis, and you know, the whole Japanese aesthetic with that. I don't know if Japanese is like the correct term, because ninja, I mean, I could just say, you know, the Asia area, I guess, but yeah, I don't want to sound offensive, but I probably just sounded many much offensive. Yep, that's English. All right, so the big thing that I'm trying to do when it comes to, excuse me, when it comes to farming, the main thing is I'm just trying to go for XP. However, I am growing something that also benefits me. In this case, I am doing pepper crops. Why pepper crops? I forget why. I think it's for Balenos meals, but I'm not entirely certain. I've been planting these for like a couple of months, and I never leave myself any future me notes about why I'm doing things that I'm doing. So I'm very bad at like preparing future me for things. I also do have a ton of these magical peppers, so I've just resorted to just trashing and deleting a lot of them. So if you are curious as to why I'm doing that, this weasel's way. There we go. If you're curious as to why I'm like deleting them and whatnot, that's why. I don't need them necessarily. My bae is in the way. Let me go ahead and stand on this side. Nope. Stop it. I don't care to harvest the weasel. He was just in my way. So yeah, this is kind of like part of what I do every day. I go in, I farm a little bit, do some stuff. Is this set up right? It is. Okay. I did stream on Twitch over the weekend, and I didn't go to Kadri, but I basically did a lot of bartering and some sea content. So if you guys want to go check that out, it's on the VODs channel. It's like a 2.5 hour stream. I don't blame you if you don't want to watch the whole thing, but it is there in case you feel so inclined. Yeah. Excuse me. So today, that's kind of the goal. Just kind of do Kadri for 2 hours, kind of go from there. I did do 1 hour, like I mentioned earlier, just to kind of test out the spot. Gotta say, I am very much impressed with the Agris efficiency there. Agris and like loot scroll wise, there is an argument to be made about other grind spots. I think people are saying Tungrad Ruins is pretty good. I haven't been there personally, so I don't really know how it works for me. Everybody's luck and mileage varies, so it's kind of hard for me to be like, yeah, you know, Tungrad will be better for me than most people. I have no idea until I go and try. So today the focus is going to be on Kadri, though, because the two main reasons why, and I'll re-explain this when I actually get going to it, but in case you're wanting to know right now, I want to get Debarekas, Tet to Pen Karazad Debarekas. I want to do that exchange program. because, or I guess, not really a program, but whatever it is, the exchange with Chlorins, because I don't want to have to enhance Charizard's up to Pen. And for the most part, not only do you get the Pen Charizard, you also get a, I think it's a Jin are usually the best, a Jin all AP bonus, like Crystal. And I really want to get that Crystal because it's going to be helpful. Going to be very, very helpful. So, no, sorry, I'm kind of paying attention to my phone. I don't care about that notification. That notification is for something that I literally couldn't care less about right now. But I do have my phone next to me. I do need to pay attention to it because text messages. Not going to go into details. It's all you need to know is that I at times may or may not be too distracted doing other things, but there's a little bit of downtime when grinding Kadri, so it shouldn't be too unforgiving, I'll say. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and keep harvesting, get the last 3 plots done here. This, unironically, granted most of these are already like pruned beforehand because I got bored this morning, and actually hits Master 10 farming, which is halfway to my goal. Well, I say halfway. So I think I started the year at Master 7 farming, and I want to get to like Master 20 by the end of the year. There's an EXP event going on right now, so all life skills are up by 90% extra, and then a lot of like combat stuff is also up to 900 skill point, 400%. I say all. It always excludes trading because PA really hates the trade system for some freaking reason. It's almost like they don't want people to be AFK, but then they like give bartering all the love that it deserves. So it's like, I don't understand it. At this point, I'm surprised that they haven't copied Black Desert's mobile. There are 2 different branches of the same sort of, well, I can't say like development team because I feel like Black Desert Mobile does it better. You can like have your workers help transport your goods, and I really, really like that. I think it's a really cool mechanic that Black Desert Mobile does with it. And that's enough for these last 2, so I'll just harvest the rest, plant them, and then we're good. But I'm very surprised that they don't and haven't done that. So let's talk a little bit more about the numbers of Kadri while I do the last couple, if I can do the last couple things here. So Kadri, it has a chance to drop Deboreka rings. I have a belt and I have a necklace, so those 2 are good and done. I don't really need those 2 ever again, thankfully, unless I wanted to like gear up an alt or something, which, you know, if I get that bored, I might do. Please just harvest, thank you. So the numbers are as follows. An hour at Olin's will, for me, typically, if I have a Giga Geared group, we're looking at like, I think it's like 1.4 to 1.6 billion. I've had a 1.6 billion, just trash loot. That does not include Caffresh, does not include anything else. Regular Olin's, it's about 1.6. That's a very, very seldom, very rare event. Most of the time, we're talking like 900 million or even 800 million silver in just trash loot up to like 1.2, 1.4. Most of the time, it's somewhere in that ballpark. Kadri, I did 1 hour and got over 25,000 trash loot, which admittedly, according to Garmoth, is a little low. I think Garmoth touts 32,000, I think, is what I saw. That's sort of like the... where's it at? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Kadri. Maybe I can't find it real quick. It might take me a second. Wait, hang on. Kadri Ruins. We're looking at, with Yellow and Agris, 35,000 trash loot, according to Garmoth, which is 1.2 billion silver in just raw liquid silver. That is vendorable silver. Some people, and most of the average says like every 1 hour and 53 minutes, you can get a Debo ring. I got 2 rings in my first hour there. I'm not going to lie, that seems above average, but I'm okay with that because it was my first hour and maybe they're trying to make me feel good about myself. I almost said feel bad about myself because either way, they're trying to make you feel something. Now, that wouldn't be a problem. We'll see how this next hour goes. If I don't get a single one, then I kind of get why, you know, it's like every 0.5 hours you get, or every 2 hours you get one. It's 0.5 every hour, which means half a ring every hour, meaning every 2 hours at least one, according to Garmoth statistics. Now, I do know people inflate their numbers. I do know people stretch the truth or lie a little bit, or, well, I'll just do one more pack past my hour buffs. You know, some people aren't really, you know, critical about just doing an hour and that's it. Some people go a little bit longer. I've even been guilty of doing the same. I always try to add, though, if it is, you know, a little over an hour, I will add, you know, the minutes for it. Like if I knew that it was 5 extra minutes, I would change it from just being 1 hour and I'd put like 1 hour and 5 minutes, something like that. I've been trying to be pretty honest with how I approach that. So not trying to, oh wow, I didn't even have those equipped. That kind of hurt. Oh well. But yeah, farming, it's going well. Let me finish this thought about farming real quick, and then we'll talk more about Cadre. I'm waiting till I get about 10,000 of these, and then just exchange them all at once for a bunch of farming XP and contribution XP. I want to make sure to pop a bunch of buffs and do that. I do have over 5,600 Caphras, for those of you curious about how, or like why I mentioned that. I'm trying to get a second full set of Slumbering Origin. Each piece is about, I think it's 7,220, I want to say, Caphras. 7,224. So I need a helmet, and I need, I believe, the boots. Those are the last 2 that I need. I do have a C10 offhand, and if I extract that, that'll give me enough to get me the dim tree. It's 8,260. I'm going to work on a second dim tree, because that I at least have as a pen already. I do have a bunch of red nose armor. I probably could enhance them up, but I don't really care that much, if I'm going to be completely honest. I was going to save this as well. I was going to try to smack up a Charizard real quick up to 6. I don't know what it's called. Sept or Sep, S-E-P. Maybe it's Hex. I don't know. I was going to tap it up to 6 and then use this going to 7, but I don't have the Essence of Dawn to be able to do that. So that's part of the reason I want to grind a place that gives me more than $1 bill an hour on silver, just because I want to actually do that. And being able to do that would be very, very helpful. Now, let's talk about some other things. Mainly Cadre grind, kind of shift focus from just miscellaneous mumbo-jumbo stuff. Cadre, what makes Cadre so important to me is Deboraka rings. That's like the only reason that I'm really grinding there, because I could save them and tap them up, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save them until I get enough theoretical silver after taxes, and decide in that moment, do I want to enhance what I have, or do I want to sell all and just buy a Tet Devo, like ring. So if we take a look here, Deboraka, no enemies spawn here, by the way, if you're standing next to us, so I'm completely safe. These have actually kind of crashed, which is good to see. I'm not going to lie. Sorry for anybody who's trying to sell these, but I do want these for relatively cheap. I bought the belt back when it was like 30 billion, I think right around here. So it's almost been a month. And then also the necklace as well. I bought that when it was about, 30 bill-ish. So that seems pretty consistent, right about in this range, between like maybe like February 9th or something like that, somewhere around there. Since then, however, these have climbed up in value, as you can see. These Deboraka earrings, for instance, they were like 30. They were like low to like mid 30 billion. Now they're up to 40, which is not ideal for me personally. I don't really like that. The rings have only gone up a little bit, but they did go up to almost 37. I kind of want these to crash again in value. The problem is too, I mean, you can kind of see like when certain time periods happen throughout the week, the Black Shrine rewards, there's a lot to get for party loot, specifically like Deboraka stuff. So there is a possibility, or there is definitely a thing to be said about that. The amount of Deborakas on the marketplace fluctuate very, very badly. Prices will, it seems like they've kind of increase, but also they're going to decrease now because people are listing a ton of them because they got them from their shrine stuff. So rings, as cool as it would be to like sell, maybe like here, for instance, like I could sell 4 for about 2 billion. What I'm going to do is like I said, I'm going to grind until I get about halfway and like see where I am. Like if I can get 20 billion silver, but then I have enough rings to sell to then make up the difference for a Tet ring. Do I sell the rings or do I just slap them and hope that I get one? That's kind of where I'm at. So, I don't think there's much else that I really need to talk about. I'm going to go to this character because she does have some, well, she did. Where did I put those? Did I put them in value storage? I probably did. There's a bunch of event buffs from, yeah, I want to do something like, well, life XP is better on this, so maybe I shouldn't. Mount XP could be good too. Is this all combat? This is all combat, and that is a 3-hour buff, so I will take that. These are all combat, so I'll take that. This is also combat. Monster damage reduction could be good. I didn't go full buff crazy earlier, just so you guys know. I just did enough. So that's kind of what I'm looking to achieve here. For some reason, I'm remembering this exists, but that's no life skilling. I don't think there's anything else that I need or want. I do need to go get something actually. Human. So these are considered human monsters. I am going to purchase another 10 of these. That's very expensive, but what I need. Harmony, human, thank you. But yeah, demi-human, human, Chemisylvia, those are like the 3 that I have invested. This is a 3-hour buff, this is a 10-hour buff, and this one is a 2-hour buff, so that's good. So let me talk about a glaring thing here. I just like 5 minutes before I started streaming, exchanged out my necklace and belt for my Karazods. Now, this is saying that I can get 1 more AP, and that's true. But if we take a look here, you know, watch these numbers here, 672, 864. These are the 2 that I'm most concerned with. It goes down 669, 672. So that's technically 3 extra AP or accuracy. Is that accuracy? 864 is. I do lose 4 accuracy, but I do gain 3 AP. So it's like kind of a crapshoot. What do I want to sacrifice? Same thing here, 670, 866. I lose a tiny amount, like 2 accuracy, but I also gain 2 AP. So again, it's kind of a crapshoot. Accuracy is good, and it does help with a lot of damage. And I'll be honest, as far as the map goes, I didn't even know this existed, by the way, for like total versus gear stats. If I go Kadri here, for instance, I meet the requirements, but then once I go to like total stats, you can kind of see I'm not quite there for AP. That's why I grabbed some of those buffs, because I'm actually going to be trying to push. 1,000 is the restricted, so realistically, 1,000 is all you really need. Talking about Agris efficiency, there's the map. I was trying to find that. So I had to look up online. I don't want to talk about it. With all this stuff, all this knowledge and stuff in hand here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pop a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure if I want to do exquisite. I think simple is the best way to go. I'm going to be using Perfume of Courage. My fairy's also going to be popping the human draft. I'm just going to manually pop another one of these when I start here. I do have enough to do this. Agris. I'm getting to that, back to that. So Olins versus Kadri, which one's better for me? Personally, I think Kadri. Here's why. Agris wise, at Olins, I will go through about on like a bad group 15,000 to 20,000 Agris. On like a Giga geared like really good group, 25,000, maybe even 30,000 Agris. I think I've only done 30,000 at regular Olins like maybe once ever. So there's that. In case you guys want, there's those. So pause if you need to read those. So Agris here though, this was 1 hour, 9,945 Agris. Agris efficiency, this spot is king for it in comparison, just judging those two spots. However, I am going to be spending a lot more time here, so there is something to be said that these scrolls are going to go down, but realistically, this number has only been climbing for like the past 2 months because I just don't grind. So I will burn a lot more scrolls here, less Agris. But the staggering difference is this. With just the trash loot that I earned for my first hour here, which was 25,265, which I need to make a note for that, 25,265. This times by the amount that it is. I'm going to go ahead and do that number real quick. I did it earlier, but times 35880. That is 906,508,200 silver. Now that sounds like a lot, and some people might say, well, you're not getting peak numbers anyways. Like 32, that's what you want to go for. Like over 30k, you know, fair. I get that. I could even pop a coin, which I might do for the first hour here, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't even have... I could even boost node investment. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? Invest energy. We'll just do this. I really liked they did this, by the way. Let's go through all my alts that I don't really play on. One of those I do actually AFK on, but that's okay. This is why it's important to have alts. I'm just going to go ahead and say, because I believe I can just about do that. Invest all my energy, invest all my energy. I can almost max it out. Let's do 20. Another 10. How much more does this need? I want to push it to the next level without wasting all my energy. Okay, 19 is good enough. It's going to be 9.5%, which, you know, that's something. Okay, 177, not bad. It's actually 157 because of that, but... So, Agris, efficiency-wise, this spot is fantastic. Olin's is roughly like 1.4 to 1... or 1. No, even less. 800 million silver to like 1.6, depending on the group. This here, no node investment whatsoever, compared to Olin's with also no node investment that I'm aware of. This spot here will give me 900 million. Consistently solo, I might want to add. That's a huge pro comparison to 3-party regular Olin's. So this spot, in my opinion, is going to be better for me to grind solo versus grinding over at Olin's. If I can't find a group, I can just go over here, do an hour, we're done. For relatively the same amount of silver amount. 1 second, I need to reply to a message. Okay. So funny how I'm... Anyways, I'll just drop that conversation. So, yeah, for the most part, I don't even have to run these guys at max speed either. Like, they could totally just be at cautious, because you'll see that they don't spawn like a huge horde all at the same time. They do, but it's nothing like Sonal Camp or what's the other one? Imps over at Serendi Elvia. It's nothing like that. It is a tower spot, but it's not crazy. So, for the most part, this is a better spot for Agris use. It's less Agris per hour, so about approximately 50% less Agris an hour, but it's more efficient because I'm still earning about the same amount of money that it would give me if I was using Agris over at Olin's. So this, in my opinion, I could be here for 2 hours a day, Agris-wise. It would cost me 4 hours of scrolls versus 2 hours over at Olin's, but I get more money in those 2 hours here than I would in 1 hour over at Olin's. So I'm doing a trade-off of using more scrolls, but using less Agris. And in my opinion, Agris is more of like your hard limit for how much grinding you can do efficiently a day. You get 20,000 every single day, up to 5 days, that's your max. Once you do your books, by the way, if you're getting like a weird 15,000 or like something weird like that, you probably haven't done a book, your adventure log book. So take a look at, you know, online what those are, because I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Maybe it's Old Moon Logs. Maybe it's one of these. I don't know. Maybe it's Book of Margahan. I think it's it. Yeah. So you don't look online. Book of Margahan, Volume 1 and 2. Get to working on those Old Moon Logs. So yeah, Agris, you know, it has a physical hard limit every single day. And if you're trying to min-max like crazy or Agris Fever, Kadri Ruins is a pretty good spot for that. You can go here for about 2 hours, at least at my kill speed, which is not the fastest. And I'm just about what the map recommends as far as the total stats goes. Here we go. So, you know, I am above what, you know, gear stats say, but total stats, I'm about there. And once I pop my buffs, I will be over that 950. I might be pushing like 975. Maybe I'm pushing slightly over 1,000. I'm not sure, but my kill speed is not the fastest, as you'll see. But Deb Record rings are good. The Limbo Seals are also really good here too. I haven't gotten one in 1 hour, but that's only like 1 hour of practice here, so you know, it's like whatever. But this spot is pretty good. Caphras, not the best. You can go, if you want Caphras, go to Dekia Thornwood. That's just my personal opinion, or even Olin's. So as far as like pure raw liquid silver, or law liquid silver, however you want to interpret it, the treasure or the junk loot is pretty decent here. If you're going for Caphras, however, yeah, go stick with Olin's, because you'll get a good, like almost a bill of silver in just the trash loot, but you also get like, I don't know, 200, 150, more than 100 Caphras, which in my opinion is good in an hour. Dekia Thornwood, you get even more. I think I've had like a 300 hour over there once, maybe once. I don't know, maybe it was a dream, but yeah. In other words, I just admitted to having dreams about Black Desert. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and get going here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pop buffs. So we're going to go ahead and start with this. We're going to hit that. We're going to this. Why not? Pop that too. How is my drop rate looking? 252. 1 second. Get that going. I should have popped my tent. Don't kill me, please. I said please. Plus, I'm not going to lie, I also really enjoy the Valencia music here, so... mechanic, let's quickly go over that. The mechanic here is simply don't stand in the red circle. I know that sounds stupid, but I've died to it almost, actually. So how this spot works is... Let me make sure, do I have any other buffs I need to pop before I talk about mechanics and whatnot? I don't think so. I am running Courage Perfume too, so... I'll pop a coin for this first hour, why not? I got a lot of them still, so... Don't stand in the red circle. It's every 30 seconds or so it does that. If you stand in the white, I can kind of talk about it. There's a buff that you get, Kadri's Valor. You get extra AP against monsters for 30 seconds. It's a 30-second buff, and that pulse happens every 30 seconds. Looking at my stats real quick, if I can, Kadri Ruins. I am definitely over that 1,000 mark. I'm 1,071 because I'm Awakening, so I am over that restricted amount. The restricted amount just basically means that your AP starts to have diminishing returns past that point. And as you can see, it still takes me about a full combo to kill these guys, so it's not like, you know, I'm killing them insanely quickly, but this is definitely better than the first hour that I was here. That's like half a combo now, because I'm going to credit all these buffs that I popped for helping me with that. I don't believe there's anything else. I have the right pet group out. I just tried to get that pet group out just in case again. The mechanic here for the AoE as well, I might want to add. Some funny little things can happen. Sometimes the whole circle is red, which means you just physically have to get away from it and go back in. Sometimes it's completely white. So sometimes it's just half a circle, and I can imagine that the devs were like, maybe we should do like fourths or even eighths, but somebody thankfully said, no, let's just do halves. So as long as you stand in the white, it seems like it does some form of damage, even if that damage is like 1, because your character still blocks it if you're like in guard stance for whatever reason. There is also a mini boss that appears every so often. I don't remember how many pulses it's after with the tower, or maybe however many waves. I do know that there is a mini boss, and I'll go over that when he appears. He should be appearing soon. Maybe it's every like 5 minutes or so, but it seems to time out for like an hour perfectly. So I don't know if that's credited to my kill speed, if it's just a physical timer somewhere that you just don't see. I don't know. Here it is. So it's Big Shield Boy. He's the commander. Basically what we got to do is we got to find these orb things, bring him to it, which it doesn't take very much to do. It's another pulse. You do have to watch out for that, even fighting him. He gets knocked down, and then you basically get a chance to combo him. If you don't kill him fast enough, he will actually get his buff a second time, and then you have to bring him to another orb. So just throwing that out there. I had that happen a couple times, especially when it turned nighttime, because he got an increase of defense and was a tanky boy. So yeah, this is Kadri Ruins Dekia in a nutshell. Not too bad, honestly. Really efficient on Agris, as you can see. I've only been here for like 4 minutes, but most grind spots you will tell by like 4 or 5 minutes. Not even that in some places, if it's Agris efficient or not. If the map's just lying to you, or maybe, you know, a friend of yours is telling you, yeah, use Agris over there, and like 5 minutes later, you go to look and you have like 400 Agris left, and you're like, well, I guess I'm not friends with that jerk no more. Like an example of a really bad spot is go to Orcs, Elvia Orcs. Yeah, that's a terrible spot for Agris. You would want to use a coin if you're going there at all. I would not recommend burning Agris over there. I think for me, it takes anywhere between like half an hour to an hour, depending on some factors. 1, depends on the spot. 2, it really just also depends on like how good I'm grinding, how good I feel for the day. My inventory weight is about to become an issue. After this pack right here, I'm going to let my pets loot a little bit more. My horse is parked enough away to where I do have a little bit of time to do this and that. I'm going to move this over there just because it makes it easier. It's far enough away where they shouldn't hurt my horse. They do. It's not far enough away to where like the lamp despawns. I think you have 100 meters that you can go, or 100 distance. So you still have quite a bit of a leeway in that regard. But they still do chase me, which is kind of annoying, but we just get back over here and start grouping them up again as best we can. Alright, another white half. I'm waiting to show you guys like the full circle, because it does happen. I'm waiting for it. Alright, we're good. Yeah, every 30 seconds or so. So it seems like between 15 to 20 seconds it takes me to kill these guys, which, you know, it's a pretty reasonable amount. That's another white half circle. There we go. My E-buff going. Thanks to grinding a lot of Dekia Thornwood, I had to get the skill cooldown visible for my E-buff. That's what this is right here. So I put it in a spot that I can just like definitively see. Okay, the orb's over here. And on this side of it, knock him down, get my buff from the pillar. Go to town, trying to kill this guy. He does chunk pretty hard, even at nighttime for me. Bear in mind, I'm only 405 DP, and I am playing on a DR class for what that's worth. Normal, like, evasion type classes, you can probably avoid taking much of any of that damage if your evasion is high enough. So just kind of throwing that out there. If you are a DR class, you do kind of have to think about the game very differently. Trust me, I used to play Kuno. I used to main Kuno everywhere, and her evasion was very different. I had to like relearn the game essentially when I swapped more primarily grinding on Dark Knight here. And sometimes these mages do not want to cooperate with you, and they don't want to be part of the group. I get it, I'm an outcast myself, but kind of annoying when you're trying to group everybody together. Family photos and all. All these guys. The main thing is I have certain debuffs that I'm trying to inflict on them, and I really feel like I need to take a closer look at my skill add-ons. I do feel like I need to. Because one of them, Trap of Vidir, which is what I use to like inflict I think it's an evasion debuff on the enemy. I need to take a look at that. I need to look more closely at my stats and skills and whatnot. I don't mind what I currently have, but I feel like I could maybe make some adjustments, kind of tweak some things a little bit. Hey, look, there's an artifact. Yeah, see, there's a lot of downtime. If you can kill the pack fast enough, there's like almost 5-6 seconds of downtime. Almost long enough for me to take a water break. Almost. And then sometimes there's just like one guy who's just refusing to die, which takes up the downtime. This, hit that. That wasn't the entire group, unfortunately, but you know. Oh, yeah. That was a bad grouping. Mage. Hey, the mage actually wanted to group up quite well. Pretty nice of him. Take the time to... I probably should go take my... There was a lot of things going on there. I wanted to hydrate, and then I wanted to put my loot away, and then I was like, I should probably hydrate first. IRL is kind of more important than in-game, you know. Okay. Now we're going to head over here, talk to my horse. Afu, what are you doing here? Sure. He's just hanging out in the ruins. That's kind of what I'm doing, so. Hydrating, don't mind me. Also kind of waiting for the buff. It's BSR. Alright, now I can properly hydrate, not choke on my water. Okay, maybe I can't just hydrate here. Here, buddy. Is that a... No, it wasn't. Okay. I was like, is that the full circle? When I can't look at it? There we go. Also, you might have seen that guy gave me 900 trash loot here. Those guys are... really, really good for trash loot. It's insane. Most of the time it's like, I don't know, 400. Well, before I used the coin, it was like 400, 500, maybe 600. So, yeah. All right. Bit of downtime, nothing crazy. Okay, so here's a full white circle. Doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're standing inside the circle, you get the buff. Which is nice. Also, how many of these do I have? 34? I could totally get 100 roots. Probably should do that at some point. Too far. Another pulse will be coming up here shortly. wait for some cooldowns here. About to get my E buff. There we go. I'm really conscious of it ever since grinding Dekia Thornwood, so I'm grateful to have grinded there because it taught me how to be a little bit more efficient when it comes to things like E buffs and whatnot. There's another BSR. So this is like when I'm fully buffed out. My BSR, got my E buff going current. Well, E buff's gone, sadly. E buff only lasts 30 seconds if I remember correctly, so. Mage does not want to play nice, but that's okay. I know some of you might be like, stand in the red, I want to see what happens. Trust me, it hurts. I think you can block it with frontal guard. I don't want to test now though. Mind the lag, that's normal. For me anyways. I also like how the tower is like a physical object. That might sound really dumb, but it's true. You know how many things in this game seem like they're like real, but they're not? It's kind of messed up, honestly. The main reason I like that it's a physical object is I could use my Shift Z into it, which means I don't go through it. Okay, buddy, hold still. Let's be over just a moment. All right, we're on the right half again. Okay. Oh boy. This is also a concern after killing him. I had no warning ahead of time that I was about to be completely overweight there. And I was just overweight as soon as I killed him. So that can happen. That is a scary thing that could happen. 876 though. That's pretty good. About 15 minutes into the hour. Okay, I was waiting for the harmony to pop. Maybe it was there and I just didn't see it. It is quite a big buff bar, if I'm going to be honest. I'm glad that PA actually condensed all the elixirs down into harmonies, because I used to hate grinding Olins back when it was like, you know, use P1, P2, P3 elixirs. I'm really thankful that they at least condensed those down, because you couldn't see your entire buff bar. It was ridiculous. I do, as annoying as it might be as well, I do also appreciate that when you go to the ferry, for instance, and you go to add like a second one, it says, you know, it pretends as if the harmony is, I think, the 15 or so elixirs that it takes to make them. So if you don't have a good enough like continuous care for your ferry, you just can't do it. So there is that. It's 15 for that. Wow, those guys died very quickly. There are moments like that where everything just dies way too quick, and I'm like, what do I have that causes that? I have no idea. Like, yeah, I still have BSR active, but it's not that incredible, is it? It might be that incredible, I don't know. There we go. The same thing as before, like I said, I can just hit into the tower, which, that makes my life a lot easier. This mage, on the other hand, though, is not making my life easier. Yep. Yes, this does use Dekia Lantern fuel. Realistically, even though it should cost you some, you know, amount of silver to do that, I think the cadre rings, provided you can get a few of them an hour, could actually pay for the hour itself. I did get a cadre ring for my first hour here, 2 Debos, so we'll see what the next 2 hours here give today. See how the game feels about me grinding here, calling it my new spot. And even if I have to move over, Seed is always a good way to do some extra ranged damage. Okay. PSR active. I scuffed up my buffs for myself and debuffs on him, but that's okay. I don't really need to, you know, kill him fast or anything like that. You guys might actually see him rebuff himself. Nope. I did say might. At 2400, that's close to my weight capacity, I feel. Hopefully I'll be able to get that before the next boss shows up, because if not that could be bad. Couldn't stand in that. That lag might be causing me some DPS, unfortunately. I've heard people say your FPS determines your DPS, which sounds really stupid, but it's probably true. Oh boy. Hey Simon, how's it going? Good boy. Stay outside of that. Yeah, I need to go talk to my horse after this pack. Everybody? Yeah. Way. Alright, everybody come back. False alarm. Oh. Okay. Next. I haven't seen it all red yet. But I haven't been on in a while. I got a job, so yeah, it's all good. No worries. Grocery store grinding. Nice. Or not nice, depending on how you look at it. Glad you got a job, either way. I don't mean to sound rude. Certain contexts, that could sound rude. I respect those who work in places like that, like grocery stores, fast food, restaurants. It's tough. Customer service is a very tough thing to do sometimes. Well, being happy about serving another person can be tough at times. Oop. Thanks, but yeah, it sucks. Used to be the general consensus. I used to have a phone job. I would just talk to people on phones and try to help them out with stuff. And it was, in a lot of days, it was a very thankless job. So, doing that in person, no, I think I'll hard pass on that. If I can choose it anyways. Sometimes you don't have a choice, though. It sucks. Oh, boy. These mages, dude. Gift card scamming? No, no. It was for, like, hunting-related surveys. We also were, like, a vendor, so I could sell, like, fishing licenses, hunting licenses from multiple states. That sort of stuff. Let me stand over here, get the buff. There we go. right. Big boss down. Just like that, I'm almost back to 100% weight again. It's crazy. Just me, so just clicking the keyboard and talking to middle-aged men. I mean, you would assume middle-aged, but I would say most of the time it would be like people in their either like 30s all the way up to like 60s. I did talk to, with surveys, because there were minors that could also hunt and like fish and stuff. So like surveys, sometimes we would have to like talk to minors about their hunt. So it was a whole can of worms. And most of the time, if I had gotten on my screen when I clicked to make a call and a minor had popped up, I'd request to talk to the parent or guardian about the hunt, because I just don't really like talking to minors that much, if I'm gonna be honest. Some of them were really cool and chill, but others were just like, yeah, it was. I prefer to talk to a mature adult, if I'm gonna be honest. It's about as far into it I really want to remember. And then after a couple months of doing outgoing calls, then I got hired on to do incoming calls, and then I was still forced to do outgoing calls, so it was... Yeah, there was no escaping it. I know, I get that, man, yeah. I need to go talk to my horse again. Horsey, how are you doing? Here, take my trash loot, thank you. And you guys took a while to respawn. Holy lag. Next slide, please. Gonna grab myself a snack for the stream, so BRB. I'll just stay on, so it hopefully get some publicity. Thanks, I appreciate that. I'm trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Things have kind of been slow, but steady. So, we'll see. Oh, gotta get to the white side. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's good. Definitely almost didn't take half my health and damage. Arc Knight is a very forgiving class in the way that her movement is. Even though that she has 2 iframes for like side, those are the 2 iframes. One of the iframes come back pretty quickly, but I can just basically infinitely go until my stamina runs out sideways and like phase through enemies and stuff. So it's a very forgiving class in that regard. Not perfect, I might want to add. There we go. Alright, it's been 26 minutes. No Deboreka ring yet. You know, we're getting there. It's mage, I'm telling you. I hate casters anyways, like in other games, and Black Desert does not do me any extra favors of liking casters. Which is funny because one of my friends, like early on into the game, I guess guildmate more or less, because I haven't talked to him in a while, he was like all for being a wizard. And yeah, there were some things about his personality I didn't like either, but that's just how things go sometimes, you know. You can't choose who's going to be in your life and how they are. So, otherwise, he was a cool dude, but yeah, it's just more so the friends he hung around, I think. But yeah, I hate casters in games, which is ironic because when, my brother and we played Terraria. I was that's all red. Okay, there's the first all red. When we played Terraria, I was like Ranger melee, so Yeah, why do these guys die? Did they take damage or like a debuff from the red? I have no idea. I'm thinking that's what that is. Like if I bring all these guys to the red, do they just have an extra debuff I just didn't notice? Maybe that might be it. I'm not sure. Also, these guys, when they move, they also make a sound that I've heard like a million times. One of the outfit boxes that you can get for doing like main story on a new character, I think it's called the Serendia Knight outfit. As you run with it, it makes a very distinct like metal chinking sound. And I hear it on these guys every once in a while. I'm going to try to... Okay, that was a little bit more than I expected. Now you know why I don't stand in the red. There's your demonstration for the stream. But I did that on purpose, hoping that these guys would take like an additional debuff or something. But it does not appear that they do. I just don't get a buff, so... I think it's just a skill check to make sure you're paying attention. Whichever 30 seconds seems fairly reasonable, honestly. You're already moving all the time anyways if you're actively grinding. Maybe it's an anti-AFK or like bot mechanic. People do bot in this game, even to this day, which is crazy. I think one of the very first chat messages I saw in game, I think it was from like server chat, was somebody offering their bot services. Like, would you like to earn a bunch of money or a bunch of silver while not actively playing? DM me on Discord with your account details and send me some money on PayPal and I'll play your account for you. It was just somebody offering bot services. Other people were legitimately like, yeah, I'll play your account, no bot required, you know, that sort of a thing. And it's like, okay, like, become a YouTuber maybe, create some good content, you can get paid playing games, just saying. Or a Twitch streamer. In some ways, I think Twitch is easier to actually get into and make money, but that's just, you know, outside perspective, sort of. I technically am earning money on Twitch. It's just like 50 bucks every 2 years. So, you know, we're moving on up. Depending on how things are calculated, I might be getting my next 50 either this month or next month, so, you know, excited for that. That'll be a total of $200 in like 4 years, I want to say. I think my first payout was 2021 on Twitch, so yeah, it's about 4 years. That averages out to be 50 bucks a year. Nice. That's great. All for the memes, baby. Alright, got a snack? Nice. Kind of curious what snack you might have, but you don't have to share with the class if you don't want to. I need to check my phone for text messages. Okay, enemies are here. Stand on the white side. Okay. I have the best part, or the best 1-2 pieces of microwave bread with butter on them. You have a toaster oven? Toaster oven would make it better, but that's if you prefer crunchy, I guess. And some buttered toast actually does sound like it would hit pretty good right about now. Not gonna lie. Please. Okay, trap is on cooldown. Cool. Yeah, those guys died very quickly. Do they get a debuff? It looks like they do. Yeah. How do they do? That's the real question. I feel like the red gives them a defense debuff. It has to, right? Okay, I'm going to pay attention to him this time. Somehow that some of them they die very very quickly sometimes, and other times they don't. And I don't know if it's some sort of buff that I have, if it's some buff that or debuff that the game is giving them. I don't know. It's decently good, especially when you just add a slight amount of salt, just a drizzle. Oh yeah, man. Salt does enhance a lot of flavors, honestly. But the real question is, flaky salt or like, you know, table salt? Because like flaky salt could be better too. That's, you know, might be fancier, I don't know. Oh no. Not that I really care about fanciness in life. Keep on moving. Okay. I swear that big guy. How much did he drop? Over 1,000? Or 800? Close enough. Flaky salt if I'm feeling fancy. Yeah. I don't think we even have flaky salt in our house, if I'm honest. My mind went like, you know, like wine and bread sort of a thing. My mind was like, do you have a juice box too for like when you're feeling extra fancy? I feel like I'd be doing that. Make myself some like toast. Get a juice box to go with it. Say it's my wine and bread. Capri Sun. Oh, my bad. That is extra fancy. Gotta get those electrolytes, man. Whoop. Stay on this side. Okay. Speaking of, I probably should get some electrolytes soon. A Powerade sitting next to me. I'm feeling kind of out of it the last couple of days. Hasn't been hot, but I think it's some sort of vitamin deficiency or something. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, we're fine. Oh, whiff that guy. It's okay. Holy juicy lag. All right. Okay, the best breakfast I know how to make has to be what you should call it. It's either toast or something else, but it's just toast, cheese, oregano, and pepper. Some butter while making it a lightish brown. That does sound pretty good. You're making me want to go and take, I think it was over the weekend, we bought some like Hawaiian style bread. It's like a sweet bread. I want to take some of that. We have some like pepper jack cheese and some other stuff. Just throw that in our like toaster oven. Let it toast. Some of that. Ooh, okay. Afu. Bye, Afu. Dead. Scrumptious snack, yeah. Although pepper jack may not be. We do. One of the things that we bought at the store. There's like, it's not really hot. Think kind of like how pepper jack is, but just a little bit more. If you know what pepper jack like tastes like. But there is a cheese. It's called ghost pepper cheese. It is made from ghost pepper, but it's not like really hot. It's got more of a kick than pepper jack, but not like insanely hot. Make some spicy toast. That one was over 1,000. Everybody group together. Alright, seems cool. It's ghost pepper. Was it ghost pepper? Yeah. I think it was either ghost pepper. It wasn't Carolina Reaper. No. It was ghost pepper. It's not too bad. We get it at our local Safeway, for what that's worth. It's the Safeway name brand, I think Lucerne is Safeway name brand. Or I guess Albertsons or whatever the main company is. We don't have one of those. We're not fancy enough for an Albertsons. Oop. I need to go talk to my horse. Do things for me, please. Thank you. Horsey. Make my loot, please. Thank you. Alright, everybody come back. I was just JKing. Of course, the moment I swap to the other side. Oh, okay, lag. Calm down now. Maybe it's something to do with a lag. So how I've been told how the game calculates damage is your frame rate. The more frame rate you have, the better damage that you'll be able to do, because then the more consistently that your attacks are actually going to be hitting. But lag can cause a reduction in that because then things are not accurately playing out. But I wonder if the opposite could potentially be true, where the game gets stuck on one of the attacks of your overall attack, so it just applies that damage infinitely until your frame rate comes back. It's an online game, so it really is hard to tell from if either one of those is true or not without having like an outside perspective, I guess. But I was bored yesterday, so I played some random Steam voice chat PvP game, right? When I killed a guy, what, like 2 times in a row, he started screaming unspeakable words. Sounds about right. I used to play Apex Legends like years ago, and yeah, it was terrible being on voice chat, because then it would just be like some dweeb telling me something that I already knew, like, oh, watch out, there's somebody like right below you. It's like, dude, I can hear him. Like, you can hear footsteps unreasonably far away in that game. Yeah, I don't miss those days. This is why I play an online game, but I'm solo. Most part. Mentioning you do Apex, I knew it was going to be bad. Yeah. I know, that's just like one thing where it's like, you died. Shut up and let me play the game, you know? That's kind of how that conversation went. He was like, res me. And I'm like, no, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ignore your pings. I'm going to turn off voice chat, and I'm going to have you scream into the void, because I could care less. I got really good at playing the game without voice chat. But then, yeah. I kind of got a glimpse. One time I was streaming it, and somebody wanted to join me, and they were like, yeah, let's play ranked. And then I got a sneak peek at like what high rank Apex was, and was like, yeah, no, I don't play this game. I like mess around in this game, and it would be nice to get a win, but these are the people that play the game, and they're sheesh. Well, thank you. I'm good. So shortly after that, a lot of my motivation died. Whoop. Some could say even now with like Black Desert, I'm still kind of in like this limbo state where I don't really want to play the game, but I'm trying to continue to make progress. For what? I don't know. It's just kind of where I'm at. I was one of my friends because they were begging me to. I hate playing it. I used to play it myself personally. Side note, I enjoyed it back in the day, but then things started going too crazy too quick anyways. And I died on this buffoon of a friend says, yo, dude, you died. Like, no, duh. Yeah. When I played Fortnite, though, it was with my siblings, and we, in our living room, we have 2 TVs set up. And, yeah, one of us would be on one TV, the other person on the other TV. It was a lot of fun. I miss those days, because it was before Season X, if that gives you any perspective. Like, I think I stopped playing in season 8, and I believe that was the pirate season, which I kind of regret because I actually like pirate aesthetic things. So I kind of missed out on the whole like season dedicated to pirate stuff. And then, yeah, once Fortnite started including like popular music artists and stuff and like season X and everything else beyond that, I was like, yeah, no, this game kind of is dead to me. The screen experience is better, bro. Trust me, on the PlayStation 4 or on the PS4 is bonus points. I don't think we've ever played split screen just because... Did I? I don't think I had it on my PlayStation 4 back then. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But we have 3 Switches in the house, so... There's mine, the family one for anybody to play, which usually my older brother plays on, and then my younger brother, he has a Switch as well, so... Yeah, we only did 2 Switches back then because we didn't have... I don't think my brother had his Switch at the time. I think we only had the 2. I mean, this is like, I don't know how many years ago. More than 4? Maybe 5 years ago? Maybe longer? I have no idea. It's been a very long time. Tell me you're upper middle class without... Okay, so to be fair, I had a job and I bought my own Switch back then. Weekly, I would be... If this tells you anything... I would take home like $210 a week. As far as recently, we were told we're actually low class, so... I'd like to say we're middle class, but that's being oddly optimistic. Side Switches aren't like that expensive. Haha. And there we go. Oh boy. My phone is a Samsung Galaxy Young. You have it good, man. Well, that's the funny thing is... most of the stuff that I've bought has been through the Affirm program. If you've never heard of it, you buy now, pay later sort of a thing. So you buy something. In this case, the phone that I bought took me 2 years to pay off. So I'm not going to say we have it good. We're better off than most, but that doesn't mean that we're middle class. Most of the stuff we have too, like... I'm playing on a laptop that took me... Oh, that's all red. That took me almost... I think it also took me 2 years to pay off. A little bit more pricey than my phone. And this laptop I've had for over 2 years now. Yeah, I'm streaming on a laptop. Crazy. It's better than my desktop PC. Which was... My desktop PC was $200 more than my laptop. But the time period that I bought that desktop was very different too. So... I've punched through 3 monitors so far. I mean, you have multiple monitors. I'm playing on a laptop and I have a tablet for my second monitor watching the stream chat, so. If me having a better mobile phone or like having 3 Switches in the house, it means I've made it. You got multiple monitors, bro. To be fair, my desktop does have 2, but I don't really play on my desktop. I usually use that as like a... If you go back, like Valentine's Day week, or that time period, I did do a week of streams on YouTube, and I played multiple games. And I was streaming like with all my fancy equipment and stuff. Stream Deck that cost me, I think it was like $230 years ago. Got it for a tax refund. Things here and there. A like $30 webcam that I bought from like the beginning of my YouTube. Still works. It was a fun week of streams, not gonna lie. I even thought about when I go to stream on Twitch on the weekends of like bringing my equipment in there, my laptop specifically, and then use my capture card. Use that for streams on Twitch. Because then I can use a webcam. Use the inbuilt mic. So that was one of the things that I wanted to stress when I first started doing YouTube. I use the headset microphone. If you go back and listen to like my first ever video, you'll hear it's like headset quality. I didn't like it, so I saved up some money. It took me a couple weeks to be able to do that because rent and everything else. Saved up and bought myself a very nice Blue Yeti microphone. I think it was like 150 bucks, and then a couple of years of service on that, maybe like two and a half. I've been doing YouTube for going on or a little over 7 years now, for context, and whether it was also saving up or another like tax refund moments, I did manage to buy a new microphone, which is what I'm currently using. That was, I think, almost 4 years ago now, and that is the Blue Yeti X. So that's what I'm using currently. Blue Yeti are not like super expensive microphones. 150 bucks is a bit steep for a USB microphone, but what you get out of it, it's well worth the money, especially if, you know, you take good care of it and it works for years. So, I mean, the headset I'm using is like 3 years old. I think the longest I've ever had a singular headset because of taking good care of it was like 8 years. So, you know, I do take good care of my stuff. It does last a very long time. I think this headset was also like 80 bucks when I bought it. It's a HyperX headset, so most of my equipment, it still works years after the fact. It's just because I tried my best to take care of it. But, you know, I just value the things that I get, okay? I'm not well off as far as what culture would tell you. I'm not successful money-wise. I just take good care of my stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm better off than you since I searched up the microphone and it cost 50 bucks less than what you said. I live in Norway, by the way. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what discount bin are you looking at? But, you know, it's all good. Yeah, the Blue Yeti X, I think it cost me at the time, I don't know how much it's depreciated. It might have depreciated quite a bit. Let's see, X. I'm gonna try to look it up while also grinding here. Try not to die in the process. And if I do, who cares? Let's see. It's all three of you died. Thank you. Blue Yeti X on Logitech's website currently is $169. So it's actually gone up in value by like 20, 30 bucks. I want to say it was about 150. So maybe with shipping, it might be 30 bucks extra. I'm not sure. Save 15% by bundling it with lights. I think I'm good. I don't use a webcam most of the time, so why do I need a light? If I were to imagine, though, I use my laptop webcam, horrible quality. Ugh. No, thank you. Investing on microphones. Ah, yes, yeah. You know, I have certain wants. To be fair, I am also a sound technician at our local church that I attend, so realistically, like, the whole audio scene has always been something that I've been interested in. So it's kind of par for the course, honestly, investing in microphones for me. Looking at audio technology and stuff, so. I'd like to get an XLR, but that requires, like, an XLR mixer type thing. But that's an XLR microphone, which is a type of like plug for microphones. So instead of like a USB connection, it would be XLR. And XLR, they're not exactly cheap. You can get a cheap like Shure's XLR for like 70, maybe 80 bucks. A good quality one. Other XLRs would be, there's one that people always use. I think it's the Shure 57B, I think is what it is. And that's like $230, almost $300. It's a very good microphone for what it's worth, but it is very pricey. Question though, because I see you're good with PC equipment, so I'm just wondering if you know any like mouses that cost around 150 bucks or more and are kind of light. Well, Well, I'm not going to say I'm the best when it comes to peripherals, mouse and keyboards. The mouse I'm using currently, I mean, it's a pretty decent one. It's a nice RGB one. If that's what you're interested in, is like getting lights on it. I think this one was like 20 bucks on Amazon. Most of my equipment is cheap. I'm not going to lie. I invested in the good stuff. The microphone, you know, that's pretty good. The computer to run the stream. Everything else, dirt cheap. So, I know Razer is a brand. I don't have any, like, positive or negative opinions on Razer. Depends also if you're more of a wired or wireless person, because I don't really have a preference on either one of those. Logitech is a pretty good brand as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I don't know what brand this mouse is that I'm using currently, to be honest. My left click on the mouse doesn't work. Oof. I mean, if it tides you over, I've used $10, $15, $20 discount bin sort of mice before, so kind of just depends on how it feels in your hand and how it operates. If it feels good and works good, then that's just kind of how I live my life when it comes to equipment. 150 bucks. I mean, would I spend 150 bucks on a mouse? No, but I'm also the guy who would spend 150 bucks on a microphone, so I would definitely do some research and maybe check some like Reddit posts or something like that, see what other people say about it, because try turning your mouse around and check if there's any mark of a model or some at the bottom. Well, the thing is, it has. If I have my mouse off of my hand, yep. If I can take my hand off my mouse, I mean, I think I've posted a picture of it in the Discord. I think I might have, but yeah, no, I can't find any markings on the mouse itself. I could probably look it up because I want to say I bought it on Amazon, like everything else I bought cheaply. And I'm gonna try to do that. Hang on. Mid grind like always. One guy's left. That's fine. Let's see. Oh, I got a boss. Probably should deal with that first. Hang on. Please just nuke this guy. Ah, close. Weight-wise, we're fine. I go over here. That's not what I wanted to do. I'll try to find it. I really should have like an FAQ of like what all my equipment is. I just feel far too lazy to do all that. It's just too much work. I didn't hear the respawn sound effect, so I kind of got nervous. That's all red. Spooky. Is it on my Amazon? My mom did order things from me before I got an Amazon, so it could be on hers. Probably is on hers. I think when I would have, what I would have done, I would have sent her an email about it. Because she has Amazon Prime, so maybe I can check my email real quick. I get a white glorious model 0X if you know what that, or 0 mouse if you know what that is. No, I do not know what that is. I said I'm not really into like peripheral mouse keyboard looking up. I think my keyboard that I bought was like a hypercooler. That's just the brand name. I didn't have any issues with it, but it's also one of those keyboards that has like, you have to push down really hard for the key to register. So there is that. So, I'm pretty sure this mouse is maybe I want to say like 8 months old. Well, maybe longer. I had it really for like almost 2 years. Black RGB keyboard. I believe it was a black color. Yes, the RGB was not like multicolor RGB. It was just like you hit it and it changes to that color, and then you could have it to where it like changes between all the colors, but not like rainbow RGB, if you know what I mean. My younger brother, he's more into like the RGB stuff than I am, but my first hour is almost done here. When I do finish my first hour, I do have something that I need to do, and for the sake of accurately keeping track of my grind here, I have something that I want to do. Not seeing anything. Oh boy, that was a red I just stood in. I had to rewatch the stream while I was... Yeah, that was all red. Okay. A bit spooky, but I'm good. Can't wait to get hit with another one here. Well, this will be the last boss of the hour. Whoop. Stay on this side. There's the little orb things. Here's one. Just come on. There you go, buddy. Hey, you could stop hitting me. That'd be great. Okay, that'll be the end of that hour. So what I want to do real quick, I'm going to take this out. I'm then going to take a screenshot. That'll be for the first hour. Take away Windows notification. Thank you. Hit this. Get another hour-long buff. Go. Actually... You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some Linus tech tech tip recommendations. I mean, I don't watch Linus, if I'm gonna be honest, just because I don't really have that much of an interest in technology. But I mean, he's an option. I don't have anything positive or negative to say. That might sound negative, but he's an option. I said before I got into buying stuff from my computer and stuff years ago, like keyboard. Again, I don't really care as long as it just functions. That's kind of where I'm at. But certain things, like microphone, definitely. I didn't like the way how my voice sounded with the headset. So that's primarily why I bought a ridiculous $150 microphone. I mean, I'm not good when it comes to tech stuff. I'm not trying to not trying to make fun of Linus. It's just I've heard some very meme things about him, and I'm just like, you know, he's doing his own thing. He's living his best life. He's probably enjoying what he does, and that's cool. He's an option. I wasn't trying to be rude. I knew it came across as such, but. I've just seen, you know, I built the computer that you guys wanted me to build sort of videos, and I'm just like, okay, dude, you do you. Cool, you have an audience that, you know, maybe you respect their opinion, maybe you don't, because the thumbnail would say that you bought something that was horrific and terrible, but, you know, he's got the money, he's got the money. You know, it's one of those. Oh, that's all right. Okay, fine. Anyways, real talk. Rate Werther's original caramel candied 1 to 10. Well, Werther's is good, in my opinion. I'm a huge caramel fanatic, so I would give it a very solid like 9. There's always room for improvement with caramel. Salted caramel, that's better. I'd give it like 9.5, but you know, there's always room for improvement. Oh, okay. Oh, that was scary. I didn't mean to teleport into the red. I could have taken a lot of damage there. I'm glad I didn't. Withers is really good. I've been getting text messages. I need to pay attention to that. This pack, I need to take a look. Normally I don't have to pay attention to my phone, but I do today. The last guy might do like one. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna look. I guess I won't. Okay. I just skimmed through the text message. It's fine. Okay, that was close. Ooh, Devo. Nice. Cool. First one, started the second hour. Not bad. From my experience, it seems like the bosses have a higher chance. I think my first hour, it was just like a normal guy here dropped a Devo, and then also one of the bosses, so that's cool. Okay, please. Thank you. My E-buff here. Okay. Ooh, run away. Okay. You could pick like one job to work with like anything you wanted, what would it be? That is a tough question for me because there's a lot of things I'd like to do and I know that none of them are going to be perfect is the sad reality. One of my hobbies I picked up recently, but it might be changing soon because of conflict of personalities. It's a hobby, mind you, but it's playing pool. I would like to be able to get to a point where I could play pool really well and maybe do so for money in like tournaments and stuff. It is a sport. It might sound really stupid, but it is. I mean, have you seen top level play? It's insane. But yeah, if I could shortcut the thing and get to like world champion overnight, that'd be cool. But that's not gonna happen. To pick a job, some people might say, well, you know, you're streaming on YouTube, so like a streamer. I don't really want to do that for like a job. Like it works out for some people, and you know it'd be cool to do, but I also do have an interest in music, so there is part of me that's like, you know, maybe I could be a musician, specifically a drummer because I have more experience with drums, but it'd be cool. One of my bucket list items in my life I'd like to accomplish is play drums in front of a venue that's like 10,000 seating. Whether 10,000 people are physically present, I mean, that could be debatable, but that would be really cool to be able to play drums in front of like a live audience of that size. But yeah, that would be nice, but yeah. For right now, I don't really have any like career paths. Like I could go into sound engineering because that's what I've been doing for like nearly 20 years. I wish I was kidding. At our church, and then there's things like, you know, playing drums, playing video games. They're all nice hobbies and everything, but you know, I don't get paid for any of them really monetarily. I tried to play drums when I was younger. My mother confiscated it and forgot to give it back. I don't think she forgot to give it back. Oh boy, that's rough though. I don't know how you feel about like electronic drums, but they're a pretty good alternative to keeping the noise down. I got one of the Titan 50 electronic drum kit for Christmas. Not last year, 2024, but 2023. For me, it was like $500. Again, through the Affirm system, buy now, pay later. Finally got paid off. Took a year to pay it off, but you know, $50 a month's not bad. I'm not saying Affirm is like the best go-to, but if you have the option to be able to do that, it could be good to like buy stuff and then pay it off over time. It's a pretty nifty thing, honestly, but it was electronic drums. It just hit it so hard it made sound. Oof. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden, you know, you get electronic drums and it makes no sound whatsoever. You're still going to make noise with it, especially the kick pedal, but, you know, it's a lot quieter than normal drums, trust me on that one. I have an acoustic set. Got that for Christmas when I was, I want to say 16, 17, so like 13. I'll be turning 30 in March 10th, so like a week from today actually is my birthday. I'll do a birthday stream, don't worry. But, yeah, I think I got the drum set when I was like 15 or 16, so about 15 years ago, got the acoustic one, and then I haven't had it set up for a while because we just don't have the room in our house. Electronic kit, you can kind of squish it together a little bit better, so I got that as a I still want to practice and learn sort of thing. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's my birthday next week, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be doing a stream next Monday if you want to join me for that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe just do like a just chatting, kind of just hang out and talk, not really play games at the same time. I might just do Black Desert bartering because it literally is semi-AFK, and then I can just use that time to like chat with viewers and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I might just play Apex. I'm totally kidding. I'm not playing Apex. How to tell me you hate your birthday. Play a game that you hate. What time are you thinking? I mean, usually I stream about this time of the day, for what that's worth. If you can't make it, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But usually it's like noon to like 2 p.m. If I do stream, it's between now and like 2 hours ago, whatever that would be your local time. I don't know if like daylight saving time is gonna mess with that because I want to say it's this upcoming weekend here in the States anyways. I remember years ago I did a charity event with some people on Twitch, which is how I got affiliate, and I believe Europe celebrates daylight savings time a week before, at least in winter time. At the time, that's kind of how it worked, but I don't know, it might fluctuate, so daylight savings time might mess with it. I don't know. I didn't even get the buff because I was trying to get this guy over here to the orb. No, touch it. Touch it. There you go. That works. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do on that day. Because of some personality conflicts, I might have a lot more time instead of playing pool, so. I want to get back into streaming more anyways, too. I've been feeling it, so. Most days out of the week, Monday through Friday, probably about this time of the day, 2-3 hours, something like that. Kind of get back into it. I was trying to make the enemies touch your balls, bro. They're not my balls. They're orbs, first off. Or spheres. But yeah, he needs to go over and touch the ball. Siphons his energy. Easy. And it's only that one guy. He's a sphere orb or ball connoisseur. Maybe he has a hate. Maybe he hates him. I don't know. Well, that's an interpretation. He just gets knocked out on the ground, you know. You've ever been hit with like a yoga ball or something? They hurt. First off, don't ask how I know. But I mean, that's kind of the size of that like orb. It's like a yoga ball size, so. No, I'm not knocking him down with my balls. They're orbs. They're spheres. Goodness. So immature. How dare you? I know I'm laughing at it, but still immature. How dare you? Yeah, see? Balls, spheres, orbs are all the same. Yeah, exactly. They are. Hey, there we go. All white. Don't have to worry about dodging any death half circles. So even a circle, they're the same thing. Ball, sphere, orb, circle, see? Circle's just on a 2D plane, that's all. Sphere and orb are a 3D plane, as well as ball. I'm not going to read that out loud, but that is a tower. Too far. Yes, yes. Too far. Alright, man. Come over and attack this orb. Thank you. I'll stand in here, get my buff. You buff as well. Here's more PA spam about festivities and a Twitch stream. Don't go to that link. It's just their Twitch page, but don't go to it. I'm not beating the allegations. Why did two black balls spawn? It's part of the spot. It's just a mechanic, don't worry. Not a car mechanic, but, you know, a mechanic. Game mechanic. I hope you know, they spawn in a very particular way that if I move the camera over anymore, that it would really look really wrong. So I specifically avoided moving the camera. If you go back and you can take a look. That could have been really bad. To be fair, or I guess more accurate, this spot has like these ginormous spheres. There's actually one down the cliff over kind of where my horse is at. I can show you afterwards. But it's a gigantic orb, because I guess they're trying to like summon something around here. Some lore reason why. I don't know. I kind of ignored the lore. But there's one over near here, and then there's another one. So the orb thing is kind of like a lore reason why, but very weird. What's with me and balls, bro? It's not me, it's the spot. It's the spot, trust me. You know, it's funny. So, you bring up a very funny moment. It sounds really strange out of context, but on the, I think it's on the Discord, there's a Twitch clip where I was talking about goo balls, because World of Goo, if you've ever played the game, you know. But I said something that sounded really weird out of context, and somebody clipped it. So, if you want to, you know, go check out that. I don't have an obsession with balls, but, you know, that clip might be evidence that I might. Oh. Until you go defensive. All right. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, bro. Surely. I mean, I used to play basketball, so. I used to also play soccer. I'm playing pool, if you think about it. There's a bunch of pool balls, so I mean, Maybe I do have a thing for spherical objects. I don't know. These are not things I want to think about. Thank you very much. Afu just spawned. I'm saving a seed of destruction for him. There we go. Thanks, Afu, for a golden backpack. Why did I mention balls? I mean, balls. There you go. Why not? You have a problem with balls? How dare you? What else am I going to talk about around here? I don't want to say the R word that you said earlier. That was too far. Lift. Yeah. Come on. I had like no HP. Alright, man. Come over here. Touch the sphere. Okay, don't actually attack me too and stun me. Rude. Well, that combo was kind of butchered. Oh well. Balls again. I said sphere. There we go. Oh man. My nose. Sorry to sniff in your ear. If you're wearing earphones. Headphones? Yeah, that's the word. Earphones. If you're wearing them our earphones. This is why I don't do ASMR. I had a buddy of mine actually tell me, you should label all your streams with ASMR. I said, I'm not doing that. He goes, but you have the voice for it. I said, I'm not doing that. Our whole family can hear our conversation about balls. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I'm glad that they're aware. I'm glad there are witnesses. To be fair, I do have family that also lurks, so there's probably somebody in my family listening to the whole conversation too. That's okay. I don't say anything that I don't want people to not know about, so apparently, you know, I apparently have a ball addiction or something like that. I don't know. From the words of others in chat. Not from me. From some people. And right here. Okay, I was still barely in that. Scary. He's the one who's kept the conversation going. Well, the thing is, right? I'm good at that, but it's to a fault. It's like, what's more entertaining? Me keeping the conversation going, or just like stop and then just focus on the grind and then ignore you? Like, I don't think you want option 2. I tend to kind of talk, and I'm good at keeping the conversation going about a subject, but it's also to a fault, so I want to encourage conversation with people, not just, you know, cold shoulder them. Holy lag spike. Because otherwise I'm just here just like casually, you know, talking about mechanics, and most of the time it's just spheres that appear, so. Talking about balls? Yeah, and the weird tower in the middle? Mm-hmm. Or 2, nothing. Yeah, exactly. I either sit here and say nothing, or we talk about balls. See, you caught on. Exactly. Man of culture. I knew it. To be fair, Black Desert is not entirely a an insanely exciting game, you know. Because it's like, I wish I was kidding. It's like me doing this for 40 hours and not talking, or me interacting with chat for 40 hours and also helping pass the time for myself. Like that's the reality right now for me. And that's just for one of the accessories. I need to do 4 accessories. So we're talking like 160 hours of this. Yeah, I think I'd rather entertain myself and people who might be watching versus going absolutely clinically insane doing this. What's your opinion on Jawbreakers, considering you like Don't Say This on stream? I actually don't like Jawbreakers. I actually don't. Trying to think. Candy-wise, if I had to be, like, really honest with you, the only candy that I might like is Rolo, just because they're chocolate and caramel. Again, going back to caramel. Most of the time, I don't have candy at all, so Jawbreakers are a big no for me. Although, growing up, it was kind of funny watching Ed, Edd, and Eddy, but, you know, that's just... They talk about Jawbreakers. You think I have a problem talking about balls? Those guys talked about Jawbreakers. And massive Jawbreakers, I might say. If you've never seen Ed, Edd, and Eddy, then you have no idea what I'm talking about, but, you know. I was born in 95, okay? I'm an early 2000 kid, as far as, like, pop culture and memes and reference goes. What else is about? Don't say it. Or do. I don't have to read it out loud. Oh, gosh. You know, most of the time I try to portray myself as a mature individual and, you know, not laugh at crude jokes, but, you know, I can't help it. Most of the time I just get annoyed and just kind of like, whatever, but I need a stress relief after the last couple of weeks. It's been pretty bad, so. Hey Garrett, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Speaking of a family member that lurks, there he is. Holy, that was loud. Why did that one skill all of a sudden sound really loud? I don't know. Ooh. Combo. Yeah, we're just casually talking about balls. Don't worry about it. I need to get some more water. I'm thirsty. Come on. Please, just... Why? Thank you. I didn't mean to jump out of that circle. My bad. Playing Persona 5 on my day off. How does it go? It goes well. It goes well. Hopefully you're enjoying your day off of streams and such by playing Persona 5. See, look, there's balls. Wait, where are they? There it is. See? Ball. Come here. Thank you. Like, literally the size of a yoga ball. Which, again, don't ask me how I know. It hurts if you get hit by it. I may or may not have been one of the 2 people involved with inflicting or being inflicted, pain-wise, with a yoga ball. I don't know what I was doing with my life at that time, or why I found myself in that situation, but all you need to know is they hurt. I want to stop with the ball jokes. Wait, you think he's going to ban you? Trust me, that's not the worst that's ever been said in my chat. The worst that's ever been said was bots spamming, well, quite literally adult websites. So, like, as long as you don't go promoting like you're a bot, I think we'll be okay. Most of the time, I don't really care what people say in chat. Just, you know, especially if I'm playing along with it, it's fine. Yeah, There are certain lines not to cross, but trust me, if you do cross them, I'll let you know. Like, here's my blah blah blah, click this link to say. It's more like spamming a bunch of emotes, but then like their name is like a website. That's why my chat is in sub mode. Years and years ago, I was actually playing this game, Black Desert. I was doing ocean content, just out there sailing in the ocean, sea content type stuff. And somebody just came in, just spammed a bunch of like heart emojis and then like peach and like watermarks and stuff. And I'm just like, would you please just like F off? So after that, I was like, yeah, no, we're going sub only mode at 1 minute. Most of the bots stopped. Some of them still continued, which means they had to sub and then wait 1 minute, which I'm surprised that you can even have a bot do that. So not even like check my bio. It's more just, yeah, it's just a bunch of emojis and stuff, and then like their name would be a website most of the time, or it'd be like hot singles in your area, but it would be a lot. Well, that's more like the PG version of it, I guess. But yeah. Banhammer, huh? I'm not type of person to do that unless there is a reason behind it. Yeah, I mean, most of the time, Garrett's been streaming and stuff for a while too. I mean, both of us have streamed. I've been doing YouTube videos since 7 years, streaming over 7 now. Back in January would have been 7. Garrett, I think, started a year after me, maybe 2 years. I think it was a year after me. Could be 2. But Garrett's been around for a while too, so, you know, Garrett knows the type of people to ban and not, so. But you've been around here for a while. I trust you. I don't think you're going to take things too far. And if you do, I'll make sure to be like, hey, you know, don't do that. I have a very lax sort of system, you know. I don't really care what people say, but if they get to, like, real, yeah, no, here's your one and only warning, don't do that again, you know. Has anyone other than bots been permabanned before? Actually, yes. There was a person who constantly compared themselves to me, and they're like, my video has more views than you, and my dad's some rich Hollywood guy, and all this stuff, and just kept going on and on about how they're, like, great and stuff. And so I just kept ignoring him, and it got to a point where it turned into, like, more personal attacks, and then I was like, yeah, no, you're done. And then he deleted his YouTube channel, so... He's like, you know, if you play popular games like Roblox, you can get more people to subscribe to your channel. Hey. And I was like, okay, dude, I don't care about Roblox. So yes, it has happened before. I think that's the only person, though. Like, actual person. Mostly it's bots. Oh, gosh. I was reading chat. This one person. Yeah, it's been, I think, maybe 2 years ago. 3 years, maybe? It's been a while, but... You gotta like the... No, trust me, Garrett likes to stream. Trust me on that one. I was waiting for him to say it. He has 2 accounts. He's got a private account, and then he's got his Gary the Gamer. So do I, to be honest. You know, the weird thing is, my tablet. Oh, excuse me. My tablet is on, I think, on my personal account. But my Dusty Rose Gaming account, I don't think I've ever really liked any of my videos. I don't know. I feel weird about doing that. I'll do it from my other account, but not from the account that I'm streaming on, which sounds really stupid. And like, man, you should really be doing that because it helps with the YouTube algorithm or whatever. But like, you know what also helps with that? Just like having other people do it. I'm lazy, okay? You should see what my title says on Twitch. Lazy. I think it literally starts off with lazy, and it's like 718 gear score, 6 out of 11 life skill. I think that's what my Twitch stream is. Emphasis on the word lazy. What you planning on when you hit 500 subs, though? That's the thing. I don't know. The hard part is just getting there. I'll probably make a video announcing it, but other than that, I mean, I don't know. Because it's like, it could happen by the end of the year. It could never happen. Who knows? That, you know, that's the gray limbo area that I'm at. Because just because I hit 500 subs doesn't mean, you know, that all of a sudden life's good and everything's great. The whole purpose behind pushing for 500 is so I can get to monetization. Oh, it's red. Monetization, you need 500 subscribers, and then you also need 3,000 total watch hours out of the past 365 days, and I'm at like 2,500, 2,400, somewhere around there. So I still need like 600 watch hours in order to even get monetized, and that's just more or less for like memberships. That's not even for like advertisements. So things like, what does YouTube call it? Super chats and things like that. I'm not doing an Apex stream for 500 subs. I'm not doing that. No, thank you. Maybe old Apex when like Octane was first introduced, sure, but not since then. There are so many heroes that just make the game not fun for me. Any spicy challenges again? I don't know. That's not a no, but I don't know. If we're doing spicy challenges, I at least want to be able to taste food for like a week. And I know that might sound stupid, but the furthest up the Scoville scale I've ever gone was habanero, because I enjoy living. And I had a hard time with the aftermath of I think it was 3 habanero peppers that I had. First ones I've ever had in my life, by the way. I'll donate $1 for an Apex stream. Trust, no scam. I'm good. I'm good. $1 might get you like 1 match, and here's hoping I don't die on landing. What about sweet challenges? I don't really like candy. You weren't here for the conversation, and I know you know that I don't really like chocolate or candies in general, so probably not a sweet challenge. 500 subs, I mean, it's a very important milestone, but still, there's part of me it's like, it's only 500, but I don't know, every accomplishment should be celebrated. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think I did a 400 sub video, though, so there is that. But 500 is a pretty big accomplishment. 24 minutes left. Okay, please. Okay, finally that guy dies. I didn't pop a coin for this second hour, which might come back to bite me. Who knows? Actually, this is good, because I can find out how much that is, and I didn't pop some of my other buffs, but it's okay. I'm at max drop rate anyways. I keep forgetting to hydrate. I need to do that. My throat is feeling very dry, sore. If I can get these guys to all die. Okay. Hydration complete. Repair. Back it up. There we go. Oh, that's red. Okay, thank you, iframes. How about sour then? I am not doing a sour challenge. I mean, if the sweet and sour challenge, if I were to do that, it would be like munching on Sour Patch Kids over the course of like a 3-hour stream. That I can do, but that's not like a challenge. You know, I value being able to taste food and like enjoying eating food. So the idea of a Warhead challenge does not exactly sound appealing to me, but you know. I mean, I've even thought about doing stupid things like, you know, I don't know how old this kid was. It was definitely a kid, though. They went camping in, like, I think it was -10 Fahrenheit, which all you need to know is that it's colder than freezing. It's not fun. But it was like -10, and it's just like this really crappily edited video. I mean, it's a kid, maybe like 13, 14 years old. But because he did it, a bunch of like high-end YouTubers, like reaction channels, reacted to it, and this kid got like 1 million subs practically overnight. So I've thought about doing stupid stuff like that, but I also just am like, why? My gosh, he's angry. Wanna know how to be really mean to somebody or someone? Tell them, I hope your shirt sleeves hike all the way up inside your hoodie. I was thinking, like, man, my brain. I'm slow today. I was thinking, like, somebody getting a wedgie inside of, like, a leotard or something like that. That would probably be more painful. There are times where I'm sitting down, like, normally, and, after, like, readjusting or moving myself, I start getting, like, this really bad, like, wedgie. Yeah, no, the wedgies suck. That, I feel, would be way worse. Or I say, I hope you kick someone in the shin or elbow. I mean, shin pain is some of the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. I even had like shin splints at one point. Oh man, that sucked so bad. There's just a lot of nerves, and there's not a lot of like this is gonna sound weird. There's not a lot of fat storage on your shins. So it's just like almost bone immediate contact. And if you get like scraped by anything that's even remotely hard there, oh my gosh. You're just destroying your nerves. Ugh. Bones have you broken before? Me personally, I slightly fractured my pinky finger once. Surprisingly, none to my knowledge. I feel like if you've ever broken a bone, you know you broke a bone. I've definitely sprained fingers really badly. My younger brother, he can attest to this. He injured me pretty badly, but I mean, I had it coming, so it's kind of fair. I was 3 weeks, almost 4, on crutches because of a like football tackling incident. It's a long story. I don't really want to get into it. Brings up some bad memories, mainly being on crutches for like a month. Also brings up some good memories, some hit and run on the GameCube. But yeah, that could have been like a meniscus tear, but I think what happened was it just stretched my meniscus ligament. It's on the inside of your knee, like I think it's ACL area. It's ACL and MCL, I believe. A is your internal, and then MCL is like the outside of your knee. So yeah, the meniscus, it looked all fine on the MRI and stuff, but I basically was just told, you just gotta let time do its thing. That was the worst injury I've ever had in my life. Well, left part of my right hand bloated up and turned purple. So yeah, I knew. Yeah, I feel like if you've ever broken a bone, you know. Yeah, and Garrett's had a hairline fracture on his left pointer finger playing basketball against me. We had I lowered the rim down to, I think it was like 6-7 feet. Like the shortest our basketball hoop could go, basically. And Garrett went to defend the ball against me and just jumped straight into it with his pointer finger. Pinky finger? Pointer finger. I was remembering a friend of mine who cut up his hand on a chain link fence. That one was pretty bad too. No, I've never broken a bone that I know of because, like the knee injury that I sustained, I couldn't get out of bed. I could put no weight on it the following day. It was that bad. I could still do stuff for the rest of the day. Everything was relatively fine, mild amount of pain, but oh, then there's the other one too. My other knee, my left knee. I played basketball with my two brothers outside in our backyard for like 2-3 hours, like hardcore basketball. I was near the end. I was like, yeah, let's do a 2v1, so both of them versus me, because I wanted more of a challenge, you know. I end up going inside for like a 5-minute break. I then go to stand up, and this is the closest I've had to like a dislocation. My left knee popped off its natural track. I heard the pop, and I immediately was in just such a sharp pain. I then hobbled over off the couch. My mom helped me get onto our rocking chair. And when I sat back down, I felt it resettle back into place. So yes. I don't play with my balls. My gosh, this guy. We only had one basketball, okay? We played with a ball. Thank you. Gosh, this guy. But yes, that was probably the worst pain ever. And the doctor, when I went to go get it checked out and stuff, because, you know, it felt like a dislocation. I even told him, I said it felt like I dislocated it. He goes, you had patellofemoral syndrome. Patella is the scientific word for your kneecap. Femur is your thigh bone. So my thigh bone pushed my kneecap off its track, and then when I sat down and, like, you know, massaged it, I must have moved it back correctly into place. That was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah, there was only one ball. We just, you know, shot it around, blocked it, you know. Typical basketball things, really. Doing what boys do best when playing basketball in freezing cold with snow on the day before. Was it snowing? Or are you talking yours or mine? Ignored my joke. No, I said if I don't like your joke, I'll just ignore it. 7 balls. Calm down now. Get a little too degenerate for my taste. Oh yeah. It was very cold the day before. I think there was still snow on the ground when you had jammed your finger into the rim. Yes, I ignored Simon's joke, and I was asking Garrett about his injury, so yes. Both minds work there. Alright. 15 more minutes. Probably like 3 more bosses. Alright. On over. There you go, buddy. And turn off my fairy auto cast items here in a second. Well, I mean, you weren't trying to block the basketball with one finger. You just... Unfortunately, your pointer finger was chosen. You were like right underneath the hoop, if I'm being honest. And if you're solely focused on trying to play defense, it's kind of hard to tell where you are in comparison to the basketball hoop, so... Oh. Calm down there, Simon. Really make a bad joke about that, Gary. I mean, no joke, I have sprained fingers when people are trying to, like, shoot a basketball and I go to block. Oh man, I have sprained multiple fingers doing that. Pinky finger specifically. Poor guy, he's out there on the edge. That reminds me of a meme older brother showed me before I streamed today. It was a meme of 4 Diglets looking off to the side. And they're all like kind of sweating and kind of like concerned. And it said, my 4 toes as they see my pinky toe get tackled by a table leg or something like that. I was like, well, okay. It's pretty accurate. Like they're like, oh no, it's little bro, okay? Oh, they died quickly. Alright, cool. Horsey, take my trash loot. Thank you. Man's best friend is indeed a horse. least in this game. Sad thing is, I do have some dog pets, but they just... Yeah, true, they loot, which would mean, you know, they would, in theory, have a higher significance because they are the ones getting the loot, but, like, the horse allows me to continue to grind, so... Ever metal scooter spinning quickly onto your shin. The thing is, I've seen that. I've never experienced that personally. If that's ever happened to you, I'm sorry to hear about your lost nerves. But yeah. That actually reminds me of a YouTube channel that I've watched a little bit here and there. Channel name is called Houston Jones. He basically tortures his body for scientific reasons. In other words, just to see kind of like how bruises form and like what could happen in very specific situations. And I've seen him do a video where he had a buddy of his helps him out, inflict pain on him. Might be a masochist, I don't know. His friend might be a sadist or something like that. But they did that with the scooter and the shin thing. But years prior to that, he did a video with a UFC fighter. And the UFC fighter was like teaching him how UFC fighters condition their shins. And they basically like take a crowbar and they scrape their shins. Yeah, yeah, that's a thing. You've seen those metal walking things at the bar? Yes, I have. We have one at, well, a couple parks in town that have them. But yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those, I imagine, that goes back to your scooter talk. My E-buff going 10 more minutes for this hour, and then, I don't know, might do something else for the stream. Might just call it, we'll see. As you run on that as fast as you physically can, and you slip as it's heading directly for your shin. Yeah, I don't want to think about it. It sounds extremely painful. Go. Why the mage? Always. Why can you not cooperate? Fair enough. Speaking of, there's a couple other, like, how would you call it? I almost want to say bodybuilder equipment, but there's like an area where it's kind of like monkey bars. Unless they might have removed that at one of our local parks, probably because of damage and rust and stuff. The game wants you to equip that better gear, man. What are you talking about? We don't talk about it. It's a lie. It says this is better, and yes, on like sheet stats, sure, but we just ignore it. It'll come back in like 15 seconds. Watch. Yep, there it is. We just ignore it. I'm sorry, I've played this game for, I wish I was kidding, like 5+ years. I have gone like visually blind to a lot of things just because I see it all the time. So like I don't even really see this notification whenever it pops up. And it's not even like it's popping up that often, but I have gone blind to it. And I have a lot of options turned off because you can't see it because the chat box is covered for privacy reasons for guildmates and stuff. But there is a bunch of people, whenever somebody fails a certain enhancement or certain level enhancement, or they succeed at another enhancement, or if they hit a certain milestone of like life skilling, which happens like almost every 10 seconds for any of those things, maybe faster, actually, like 7 to 8 seconds. There's a message that's broadcasted for everything. Something gets registered to the market. There are some things. Cheat stats, yeah. Sheet stats. There's 2 different types of stats. There's what we call sheet stats, which is just what you see, like on top of a paper sheet sort of a thing. And then there's hidden stats. So sheet stats are what you physically see. It's really stupid that that's the terminology, but I guess visual stats wasn't good enough. Like, this is considered sheet stats. This is considered all your hidden stuff, because there's, you know, other stuff, extra, additional, whatever. So, yeah, sheet stats. The TLDR version of that. Holy lag. What crit chance or some? It's a whole complex thing. I don't want to get into it because I don't fully understand it, if I'm honest. If you're that interested, go look at the video. But yeah, TLDR, it's a bunch of nonsense. So when people are like, yeah, I'm 3, like in my case, I'm 718 gear score, or like roughly 718. You would take what your attack is, like the AP, or in this case, I'm Awakening, so it would be AAP, so 314 plus the 405. So technically speaking, I'm actually 719. I don't know how to calculate 2 numbers apparently. But then there are people that are like, are you like 1050 AP? Then that's when you have to like crack out your calculator and be like, okay, let's calculate all these numbers together. Or like go to garmoth.com, which is a website, or if you go to like the map and hit this is like, you know, I'm almost 1050 AP. Almost. But a lot of that is also, you know, influenced by whatever buffs you have running and everything else. So it's, sheet stats is just easier to go by. There's like, I want somebody who's 330 AP, you can kind of assume that they're probably 1050 as far as like full stats, but sheet stats wise, 330 is typically where I want to be personally, because that seems to be where the like threshold for people to want to help you or want to have you help them sort of a thing. It's really dumb. And nothing's different. It's always been like that in the game, where people are like, oh, you're not a 700 gear score. You are a pleb. I don't want to associate with you. And now it's like, oh, you don't have over 1,000 AP. I see. I don't want to be around you either. It just, the number changes, same attitude. I even have people in my guild that are like that to a degree. They may not openly say that, but they're like, yeah, you work on your gear and you'll be able to do this with us. It's like, yeah, thanks for helping me. Yeah, see? Talking about balls. See? I knew you'd come to your senses. Again, I can get into some of, like, the analytical stuff here, but, like, is it really that fun to talk about? No, not really. Oh. So that flying ball with propellers up there? Are you talking this purple ball? I was looking in the distance, like in the sky, but I don't think there's anything there. That purple ball right there, that's a lantern. That's what's summoning these guys. This whole time, this like thing over here, this like UI thing, it's been slowly counting down as well. That's it's fuel. So when I run out of fuel, the purple ball stops, and then the enemies stop. Or I can just hit the little X that appears and cancel it, get rid of it. Yeah, the purple ball sprinkling purple stuff on the enemies. Yeah. How this spot works, it's considered a Dehkia spot. D-E-H-K-I-A. Or Dehkia, however you want to say it. I've heard it both ways, but people usually refer to it as Dehkia. You have to have that little lantern to like spawn the enemies. And with it, as long as it's active, enemies will spawn, but it has a fuel. And when the fuel runs out, the enemy stops spawning, or you can cancel it. So like in 2 minutes when my buffs run out, most of my buffs, I'm going to stop grinding, head into town, take a look at my loot, calculate some numbers, and hey, another Debo ring, nice. And then probably like refuel that lantern. It has enough for 300. That is minutes. I think it takes 10 to activate or something. I don't remember. So in theory, I think the max you can grind is, with it active, if it's 10, is 290 minutes, which is almost like 5 hours. Yeah, about 5 hours. No, yeah, about 5 hours. And the Dekia spots are typically locations that are like early into the game spots. So like this spot, Kadri Ruins, if you start the game out and you have like a season character, by the time the end of the season, like you'll have more than like 200 AP. So 140 is what they recommend here. So you can definitely just grind here on like a new character essentially. So this is relatively early on. It still might take you some time to get to this point because it'll take you time no matter what. But it's to make the early grind spot areas give another reason for other players to go to it who are like really geared, which is why I'm here. I never really grinded Kadri because it wasn't really fun. I didn't find it exciting. It was kind of boring. But with this, it's better. And as far as efficiency goes, as far as solo spots, not having to rely on more people, it's pretty good, in my opinion. At least for me. Normal grind spots, they have like huge areas that you just have to like kill monsters and wait for them to respawn and stuff. Dekia, it's just kind of like, this is your tower. This is where you stay now for the next hour or more. In fact, one of the 3 spots here, there was somebody here before I started. Not this particular spot, but one of the other 2 tower locations. Kadri only has 3, so. Thornwood Forest has 4 towers. You can go fight trolls. That's never-ending war on the internet, but you can go fight trolls at Dekia, and there's a few other spots too that are pretty decent. All right. I'm kind of hoping to go until the next boss, if I'm going to be honest. We'll see. I wasn't paying attention to my aggress either. I probably should have taken that as part of a screenshot. I can always just pull the stream back up, go back an hour. Final boss. Come on, buddy. One last time. Come on, touch it. Come on, touch it. There we go. 12 o'clock right now. I gotta go for work tomorrow, so I gotta go. Have a great day. I'll see you Monday. Yeah, I might be streaming here and there, but have a good night. Take it easy. Oh, that's not good. That's scary. Man. I'm gonna have to emergency do that. That was, I thought I died, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I need you to touch another ball, man. Come here. He reapplies his defensive buff, so I need to... This guy was special. He had to touch 2 balls. Alright, we're done. Okay. That was honestly scary. I'm surprised I kept my composure there. Okay. So, I have my numbers for like my loot stuff. My only issue is Agris. I was not really paying attention to that, so I need to go back about an hour into the stream. I need to take a look at how much Agris I had at the end of the first hour. Bear with me a few moments here as I go and analyze my own footage. Can you please just, like, play? Is this was after the second hour started, right? Analyzing footage. One more ball-related jokes. Try doing crosscode. I'm not sure if I know what that is. Around here. I just want to know how much aggress I had when that last, like the first hour finished. 79447. And then when I started today, 2 hours ago, I was at 90055. And then as far as right now, alive, I am at 6883. 2,000 weight. Jeez. The closest storage is probably sand grain, but I want to make my way over into Altanova. So realistically, this is 88,000 in 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours today. So it means every 4 hours I'd be able to definitely make over 100,000. By the way, massive ball, just saying. Just continue on the trend of ball jokes. Very mature, I know. About as most immature I get once a year. Anyways. Let's head on out of here. 2,000 weight. I think my character would normally be crushed by that, like physical pancake. I'm surprised my horse could even hold that, considering my horse's inventory can only hold 209 and my character can hold 901 right now. There's a bunch that I witnessed when I did that game during the last year's indie fall. Okay. Simon was trying to insinuate that apparently I like balls, so that's kind of the whole thing there, but there probably is evidence to suggest that, like I mentioned to him in the Discord with the whole goo ball thing, talking about World of Goo, so even after I said it, I was like, that sounds weird. So I knew right then and there, the moment I said it, I was just like, Alright. Let's head over here. I'm going to hop off my horse and then take literally 4.5 years to get to the storage keeper. This doesn't even go any faster. In fact, it goes slower. Running at the speed of sound, baby. Did I? Okay, I did. Cool. Cool. You can even store your worries here. Is that only one backpack? Oh, I do have 2. Okay. Alright, I'm going to be calculating some numbers, so bear with me. First hour, I did... How much aggress did I use? So, 90,055. That's 90 million. Minus 79447. That was 10,608, which is a little more than my first hour. My screenshots, I need to go get those, because this is going to be kind of rough. Actually, I just need the one screenshot, and that should be fine. So, looking at what I have now, this is going to be annoying. I should have just taken some time to do this, but 88664 is my trash loot currently. Before I started, did I take a screenshot? No, I didn't. I can always pull up the other grind tracker. It was 25,265. So the last 2 hours I made 63,000. So 63,000. Yeah. Minus 61631. That's not right. What? Oh, this is going to be more complicated than I think it is, isn't it? Okay, so I currently have 8. 88664 minus my first hour, which was 25265. It was 63,000. Wait, no, I'm doing this wrong. Sorry. 61631 minus my first hour. This will give me what my middle hour was. 25265. So I made 36,000 in my second hour. I find that highly unlikely, but that's probably just me. 36366. Blackstones, I had 81 of those bad boys. At least this part's going to be a little bit easier. 55, 36, 24. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but it's fine. 2 of those. I got no rings on the first hour, so that was kind of sad, but, you know, whatever. That should be it. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then this last hour, what I did was I need to take my current number. I need to minus what the last 2 were. Okay, so this plus 25265. We're going to minus that out of the total, which means that the middle hour was actually goated as far as mobs went. So third hour was still better than the first as far as trash loot, so we're good there. Agris used, let's take a look. 79447 minus 68839, that's going to be 10,000, that's 608. I'll include like 1 extra minute, maybe 2, we'll do 2 extra minutes. I did fight that last boss. And now I need to take what I have here minus what I had on my screenshot. So it's going to be a little bit all tabbing here, unfortunately. Can I get this? Sure can. Alright, so let's see what I got. We'll say it was 151 Blackstones. I have 81, so it was 70 Blackstones. Caphras, I had 36. I have 75 right now. So 75 minus 36 would be a number that's having a hard time comprehending. 40. Is it 40? 25 minus 36. 39. 39 caps. Ancient Spirit Dust. I have 104 minus 55. So that's 49 ASD. I have 56 scrolls minus 24. That's going to be 32 scrolls. Should be 18 sealed black magic crystals. And then I think beyond that, I did get 1 imperfect light stone, 1 light stone, 2 Debo. I believe that's it. I'm not counting the Afu loot, so this is Afuaru. That's all Afu. This might also be Afu, if I'm honest. So, go to fragments, also Afu. I don't need that. So that should be everything. So now I just need to plug these numbers into Garmoth. So 70, 18, 49, 39. 32 scrolls. Go with, was it? No, it's not that. Okay. 2 Devos. That sounds about right. All right. Save that. So, let me go ahead and quickly, let's go close all these other things that help me out here. It was a pain to do. All right, where's it at? Hang on, sorry. Getting distracted. Screen, here we go. So this is what I just punched into Garmoth.com. So this is mostly what I had. This 1 hour is actually slightly less because I popped my second tent buff like shortly, and I mean shortly, before the first one expired. So this could be like 59 in some seconds, but I don't care. The other one, definitely, I put the 2 minutes just for the boss. I have gotten 4 Deboreka rings today out of 3 hours. All 3 of these were today. I know this says 5 minutes ago, but I didn't track it after the first hour on stream today, which is the second hour I did today. But the aggro seems about like 10, 11k per hour, about 1.4 billion on the second hour. Even though it had the most trash loot, there was no rings, which is kind of unfortunate. I think if I did get a ring, this would probably be, well, it's almost like half a bill for a ring, so this would probably be like about equivalent, honestly. So most of the loot money really seems to boil down to Debo rings, but like I said, the trash loot itself is not terrible either. It's not the worst in the world, if I'm going to be completely honest. So you just go ahead and sort my inventory now, throw things where they need to go. I can make another 100 Caphras, so that's cool. These in there, throw the Debo rings in there. That just means that I could sell 4 Debos now if I wanted to. I might. Those in there. Got a Mountain of Eternal Winter. Throw that in there. I need to sell these. I have a bunch of trash loot to sell. I could sell it at the storage keeper. My boy Deve. I'm not going to do that though. Just going to painfully walk over this way. Turn that off. Head over here. Talk to Mevo, the weirdo.
What is it? What are you looking for? People will start getting suspicious if you wander.
So what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to throw all this into my central market.
What is it?
We're going to go ahead and sell the low hitters right here and then all of this. So 88,664, over 3 billion. That was 3 hours. That is over $1 bill per hour of just raw liquid silver. And on top of that, I do have more than 4, but I did get 4 of these, which I would sell for another roughly 2 billion before taxes. So realistically, we're looking at like, I mean, if I were to knock this all the way down, this would be, I don't think this would account for the tax, but we'll say it's like, 1.6 maybe. So that was a total of about almost 5 billion in 3 hours. Obviously, that's not accounting for like selling Caphras or anything else, which I'm not going to sell those currently. So, artifact storage is full. This is a new issue to work with. Can I buy more? I can, and so I shall. All right, there you go. Hop in there. There goes all my pearls. It's fine. So realistically, yeah, that 3 hours for like 5 bill, I'm just going to count just the, raw liquid silver. So about $1 bill an hour, honestly, for a solo spot, that's not half bad. That really isn't. I do need to get more Dekia fuel because I like to keep it relatively topped off. So, and I made a bunch of these a while ago. I'm not going to burn, I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm not going to burn the, what's it called? I'm not going to burn the Deboreka rings for fuel. I could do that for the Kadri rings, I think. I don't think it's like the best ever, but I'll be getting Kadri rings here and there. I got one today, 4 Debos, so not a bad day. It's 3 hours, to be honest. Let me check. I might have some text messages. Sure do. Yeah, I think that is going to be it for me today. Yeah, there's not a whole lot really else that I really want to do. 320, I don't want to try hard. But yeah, that's kind of been like, I've been trying to find groups for Rollins, regular Olins, but it's kind of hard to find a chill enough group, but it'll also give me a lot more money. And the last couple of times I've gone, I have lost very expensive crystals, I might add. What sort of crystals, you might be wondering? Well, anything over $1 billion, like a Rebellious, for instance, that's 1.8. It's like 2 billion, actually. I think I lost, one time I lost 2 Macalods, which is another 2 billion. So, it always hurts when I lose some crystals because it's never the cheapo stuff. it's never like, you know, the corrupted, you know, that's cheap in comparison. It's like 350, 400 maybe. Gear and Tier, I used to dread because their max price is 5 billion on the market. Well, now it's just oversaturated, so it's kind of pointless to stress about losing a Gearin's Tier when you can just easily replace it. Like, one of the hours I just did, I could buy 3 of those. So, something in my eye. But yeah, it's a pretty good spot, honestly. And for 20,000 Agris, I can do 2 hours a day there, which is like, you know, amounts to about 2 billion. 4 hours of loot scrolls, which is kind of bad, but, you know, also at the same time, I'm like, why not? There's something in my eyelash. Might be. Maybe one of my eyelashes is like growing into a weird direction, so it's like touching another one, making me think there's something in my eyelash. These are problems you guys don't care about, but I'm trying to fix my eye. Fine. I hope so. I think I'll get some cookies and milk. Sounds good to have at the moment. Alright. I'm probably going to be closing up here very shortly anyways. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to try to focus on is heading over to... can I sit down at this seat here? Nice. I think that's what I'm going to try to focus on is... that's not what I meant to hit. I meant to hit this. There we go. I might try a little bit more to go over to Kadri Ruins. The next, you know, I want to make sure Navi's in the shot. Navi's my fairy. But yeah, I'm going to try to go over to Kadri a lot more because I feel like Kadri is pretty good money-wise. I mean, Caphras stones would be nice to get to because then I can start working toward different gear that I could, you know, enhance. And if it goes, then it's a replacement part, but I'm going to go ahead and call a stream here and still trying to fix my eye. I'll fix my eye off stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. If you guys are new around here, if you guys enjoyed the stream, hit that subscribe button and that like button down below. That really helps me out. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of this year, and I would greatly appreciate your support. As far as future streams, I'm planning on streaming practically Monday through Friday for future context, like 12 noon Pacific time to like 2 p.m. That is roughly, if you're talking UTC right now, that would be 22 UTC. So if you're interested in tuning in for those streams, that's roughly the time. Yeah, we'll see how the future goes, but I might try to start, you know, streaming like 2 hours of Black Desert every day, like grinding Kadri for 2 hours anyways, because it's a good time to do that, and it kind of gives me a reason to do that. I could also do bartering and other things too. So if you want to join me on this journey in Black Desert, if you don't want to miss it, those are some ways you can do so. Subscribe, ring the bell. There is also a link down below to a Discord if you're on Discord a lot of the time where you want to get notifications of when I go live. There's a bot over there that pings when I go live underneath the live announcements channel, so go check that out. Yeah. Wednesday, I do want to say, from now on for the tentative future, Wednesday is going to be reserved for Warframe Wednesday. I'm going to do most of my weeklies and some dailies in Warframe on Wednesday, so if you're interested in watching Warframe content, there is also new content coming soon called the Tech Rot Encore. That includes 4 new, I don't know what they call them, proto-frames or whatever, the humanoid versions of the Warframes. And my base Saren is going to be there, but I guarantee you I'm not going to like playing as her. So I'll probably just continue the good old Saren. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, yeah, tune in for it. This upcoming Monday is my birthday. I plan on doing something, but don't expect anything too crazy because I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I'm going to go take a nap or something. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and God bless.